Hello, welcome back to LetsPro's Aptitude modules. Today we are doing data sufficiency. Data sufficiency is a very essential topic when it comes to your interview questions, right? So every year one question is definitely asked. Therefore, we've bought quite a bit of questions for you so that you will be able to answer in your exams well, right? This is going to be a very small topic, so ensure that you understand as much as you can and practice as much as you can, right? All right, let's quickly get into what's happening here. The overview wise, we have what is the purpose of this? This is to evaluate logical thinking and ability to analyze the data. Determine if information provided is sufficient to answer a particular question, because in companies what happens is they give you a lot of information. You cannot take all of that, right? So only significant amount, whatever is required, you will take in. So therefore this part, data sufficiency, is important. Format a question followed by two or more statements. Choose which statements are sufficient to answer. So the common option format is given to you. Statement 1 alone is sufficient but 2 alone is not, right? Statement 2 alone is sufficient but 2 alone is not. Both statements together are sufficient but neither alone, right? Each statement alone is sufficient. Statement 1 and 2 together are not sufficient. Now how do we understand this, right? Which means here, so here statement 1, or in this one it is statement 1, right? In this it is statement 2. In this both, but alone they are not sufficient, right? Each statement alone is sufficient, and then statement 1 and statement 2 together are not sufficient. Together they makes no sense. That is what it tried to. Now, what is the tip that is given to you here? Do not solve completely, just check for sufficiency. Like I said, do not always get into the options, right? First, understand what is happening in the first and second statement, then go ahead, right? Alright, data sufficiency problem 1. So, what is the value of x? Now, from here, x plus y, here, I cannot find the value of x. Invalid, not sufficient, right? So y is here. So if I put in the value of y here, then I will be able to find the value of x, right? Now let's get into the options. Statement 1 alone is sufficient. Of course not. Statement 2 alone is sufficient. Of course not. Both together are sufficient. Each alone is sufficient. Neither is sufficient, correct? Both of them are insufficient, which means neither is sufficient is correct. All right? Okay. Let's get into the next problem. It says, if is number n divisible by 6? Okay. So there is a number which is divisible by 2. There is a number which is divisible by 3. If they are both divisible, then it's divisible by 6. Remember, I taught you this in the divisibility rules from the first module, right? So now let's come into the options, right? Statement 1 alone is sufficient. It is, but not alone, right? Statement 2 alone is sufficient. Of course not. Both together are sufficient. If both together hold true, only then it will come. So we will get into option 3. Okay? Alright. Next is problem number 3. What is the average of 5 numbers, right? The sum of the 5 numbers is 100. One of the number is 200. Now let's check. Statement, what is the average of 5 numbers? For that, what do? The sum of 5 numbers is 100 divided by the total. Then we find out the average, correct? So is average can be 100, right? Statement 1 alone is sufficient? Maybe. Statement 2 alone is sufficient? Of course not. One of the numbers is 20, not sufficient, right? For talking about average. So both is not there. Each alone is sufficient? No. Neither is sufficient? That is also not true. Then I can take option, I think I had to pick a pen, right? So I can say statement 1 alone is sufficient because 5 numbers are being spoken about, right? Alright, let's get into the next problem, which is problem number 4. Here is A greater than B is the question. Statement 1 is A plus B is equal to 10. A is equal to 7, right? If then this particular number b is supposed to be 3, right? 7 plus 3 is only going to give us 10. Statement 1 alone is sufficient? Of course not. Statement 2 alone is sufficient? Of course not. Both together are sufficient? Of course yes. Correct? Okay. Next, the fifth problem. What is the area of the rectangle, right? The perimeter is 30, right? I have taught you this in the perimeters, area, shapes and circles and all of that chapter. So here perimeter is 30 centimeter, correct? And length is given as 8 centimeter. Now, statement 1 alone is sufficient? Of course not. If perimeter is given, how will I find area? I need to know both the length and breadth. Statement 2 is sufficient? Of course not. Both together are sufficient? Yes. From perimeter, I can say perimeter is nothing but 2 times length plus breadth. From there, I can find the value of breadth. Then length into breadth will give me area. So, both together are sufficient is my solution. Alright. Okay, so we have already come to the end of this particular module. This was about data sufficiency. This is all you have to do. Make sure what is sufficient and what is not, right? Based on this, you will follow your questions. All these questions were asked in your previous papers. The last one was a question that we brought in for you. I hope you've enjoyed this particular one. Let's quickly summarize this. What did we do? Summary of data sufficiency here. Focus on can you solve, not on solving, right? Memorize answer choices format, which is A to E, correct? And the one that was given to you, A to E is already given to you here, correct? Understand what the question is asking, not your assumptions, right? Use elimination method very smartly. Okay, so this was it. This was about this particular module. I will give you a 2 minutes break to quickly go through what is exactly happening here. 1 alone is sufficient, 2 alone sufficient, 1 plus 2 together sufficient, neither alone, right? Each alone is sufficient, not sufficient, even together. So these 5 options are always given to you in the paper. Make sure that you are reading what is exactly happening. Don't assume things. Start solving from the facts that is given in the question. That is the only tip that I can give you. Maximize your question solving methods, maximize the number of problems that you're solving. That will help you reach your optimum potential. All the very best. If you have any doubts, make sure you're dropping that in the comment box below, and I will see you in the next module. Thank you.